The biggest fear that I have, that the world we are living in today, do you want to know what the biggest fear there is? The biggest fear that I have about the way things are going on right now is information. I feel like information is going to be the next biggest toxic thing that's going to affect the world. And let me explain what I mean when I say information, right? Like, I feel like in today's world, in a world where, of course, everyone knows the geo revolution, everyone knows the internet revolution, the way every single one of us have access to internet, and most of the rural areas, everyone is getting access to internet. And give it a few more years, at max a decade, and next thing you know, internet is definitely household name than it already is. So the problem that arises with this whole internet revolution is that now, one thing that I've noticed in the past few years which generally concerns me is how little people know and how much they think they know. Like, for example, like, we are bombarded by all these Instagram reels, like YouTube shorts, and this is not just to criticize other people, because sometimes I feel like I myself could be a victim of that entire victim in the entire situation, and a lot of us are without even knowing it. And I'll tell you how that works out. Right now we have Instagram reels, YouTube shorts, quotes, people posting all sorts of stuff, and like, there's always information. Now there's information over here, some information that I'm giving you over here, so it's all a part of it. We are all a part of that mix. But the reality is, the problem is, we are all getting information from so many sources, and some information we get, most of the information we get is super vague actually. If you think about it, most information there's no depth in what most people are explaining. There's no depth in what most people are saying. Most people are just saying things. Most people are just reading things. And the problem with this is, we understand too many things today, but too little of it. We understand too many things but too little of it, but we get this sense of satisfaction of knowing a lot. Like, I think a person right now, even a 16-year-old or a 20-year-old or 18-year-old, whatever, right now can talk about almost anything. You bring up any conversation, almost anything, and they will have something to say about it, which isn't necessarily bad, but you have to understand that this is also making a lot of people more confident than they're supposed to be. Now you may think, no, confidence is a great thing, but it also depends on, you need to know where you're supposed to be confident, where you're supposed to just be skeptical. I feel like confidence doesn't necessarily work everywhere, and being confident all the time just makes you less believable and less, pretty much full of shit, right? Like, it makes you pretty much full of shit. So the next fear that I have, and the next thing I feel like people should remember, and people should be conscious about the fact that although it's great to know all these things, although it's great to learn all these things and get information about it, you should not come under the illusion of the fact that you really understand certain things. Understanding is always different than actually knowing something. You know certain things, but you don't always understand them. Like, you know what, Elon Musk is, you know what he's doing, but you don't necessarily understand exactly what he's doing, why he's doing, and there's so many little details like that where we just don't know, right? Like, the same way can be applied to life. Like, now just coming to more philosophical side, which is my favorite midnight conversation. Like, the philosophical side of looking at the situation would be just comparing two things versus knowing versus realizing. Now, there's certain things that we know are right for us, there are certain things we know that are wrong for us, and there's sometimes we just don't know. But although we may know certain things, although we may have had certain experiences, while people may say experiences make you wiser, they don't necessarily make you wiser. If you learn nothing from it, if you realize nothing from it, you can know that X leads to Y, but you still have to go through the process of understanding that X led to Y because you ignored Z, or you get the point. Like, X, okay, let's say X led to Z. When you understand that X led to Z, X led to Z because Y came into.
2 hours later.
Now, I feel like I've confused you up like crazy. So let me give you another example, okay? Because I myself confuse myself in this process. The simplest way I can put this is this. You need to understand that, like, just like everyone else, even me, like I speak about this in my, like, some of my videos where I say that although I have gone through certain experiences, and sometimes I feel like universe genuinely puts an entire test on you, puts you in very similar situations from which you feel like you know better from, or you know better now than you ever did before. You still find yourself making the same mistakes because you don't truly realize what exactly it meant to be behaving the way you behaved. Now, it's pretty simple. You can know a lot of things. You can know that eating this will do this for you, eating that will do this for you, but do you necessarily do it? Do we all necessarily do it? I don't. I'm pretty sure that I don't always do it. I try to do my best, but I don't always do it. So there is a clear gap between me knowing that something is right for me versus me realizing that, hey, this is the right thing to do and this is the right action to take. And while this is okay, and you can be imperfect and you can do things while you know otherwise, and you can find your own weird mix and balance in it and live the life the way you want to, we really need to start segregating knowing versus realizing. And we really need to stop feeling like we know everything. We really need to get out of our own ass, basically, because too many of us are way too confident for no reason, and that's seems good on the outside, but in the long run it's just going to make us overconfident, and overconfidence has proven time and time again to be extremely dangerous, and there's nothing good can come out of it. We need to be extremely realistic about what we know and what we don't know. So keep learning new things, keep listening to new things. It's always good to know enough to be a part of certain conversations, because you at least get to understand the context of certain things when people are talking about it. But don't let these little bits of information carry you away unless you have done real research, real knowledge gathering, real everything. Figure it out. Take your own process with it. Don't be overconfident. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Hey, if you like this video and if you are interested in watching more videos like this which has a lot of depth in them, then this is your channel to follow. Please subscribe to my channel and please share this video with all your friends. Thank you. Have a great day.